Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is January 4th, Sunday night, Team Victory All-Stars team call. And I have dressed for the occasion in basically my pajamas. So that's what this is all about. I want to welcome all of you new coaches who have not been on what I like to call the Team Victory All-Stars Sunday night party. Because team call sounds too serious. It's kind of a little party in our pajamas, right? Sunday night, getting ready for the week. Here we are. So, everybody, some people came on. Okay, there we go. If you guys can help me out and mute yourselves while I get going, that would be really helpful. So again, it's Sunday night. And I have lots to go over for tonight. So I'm hoping to stick to an hour or less. If you have to jump off, that's totally fine. We are recording, but if you stick around, then you get to be in the screenshot. And right now we've got 20 people so far for this screenshot. So even if you're on your phone, you get your number up on the screenshot. Okay, so I want to welcome all of you new coaches to this team call, what to expect. You get to, I guess most of the times hear from me, but this year I'm really trying to bring on some guest appearances, lots of guest appearances, because I think that those are a lot more valuable than just hearing from me. So keep your eye out for that, and I'm really excited. At the end of the call, I'm going to announce a guest speaker for our November 18th call. So already write this down. November 18th, you cannot miss that call. I'm just telling you that right now. Okay, so what I have to go over, and some things I'm trying to add to our team calls, like announcing rank advancements for the previous week, top PV, top activity. I want to recognize you guys more on this team call. And unfortunately, I didn't get my ducks in a row completely before I got on this call. So I'm going to recognize 2 rank advancements that I know off the top of my head, and then I'm going to unmute the call real quick. And you guys can shout out any rank advancements that you have on your team for your coaches who have become an emerald or, become a diamond. Usually I hear those, star diamond, etc. So every week I want to recognize you guys in the beginning of the call, because that's what this is all about. It's about you guys, and it's not my show. So I am recognizing this week Ellie, who is probably not on this call because Sunday nights are her family time, for hitting diamond. She hit diamond within 4 months of her becoming a coach. Now, that is a Team Victory All-Star record. I will tell you that right now. But it's like the 6-minute mile. Once it's hit, guess what? You know it's possible. It's, again, uncommon, but possible. And the way that she did it was she set goals that were non-negotiable, okay? So she lost a little sleep. She didn't sacrifice her family time. I will tell you that, because otherwise if she did, she'd be on this call right now. But what she did was she made sure the family was okay, and then met her goals every single day. Met her goals, met her goals, met her goals. And she hit diamond under, in the 11th hour on New Year's Eve. I got a text while I was watching TV, and I got yelled at for having my phone there. But it was important news that she hit diamond at, I think it was 9 o'clock here. So congratulations to Ellie. I want to congratulate Karen. I just put up a recognition picture so you can see I'm totally human. You know what? I'm not perfect. That should have been up a long time ago. So those are off the top of my head. I'm going to unmute you guys. Anybody have any recognition that would like to share? The coaches? Any coaches get a rank advancement?
Just want to say congratulations.
Emily,
climbing went emerald last week. My first coach will emerald.
Who was that again? I want to make sure they get.
Emily Lyman went emerald last week.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to mute. Okay, so now you can see, since we want to recognize, I want to encourage you guys all to, in the team page, on the document, don't worry about Nicole, you're muted, I have control over that. On the team page, make sure that you put a rank advancement. If your coach rank advance, put that on there, because I'm going to be using that on Sunday nights to do rank advancement. And any sort of shout out you want to give, please put it on that document. It's the Success Club document, and rank advancement. So please, please, please recognize your coaches on there so that we can talk about it here and that everybody gets to cheer them on. Okay, so again, I have a huge agenda today. What I want to start off with, and I think that because it's the first of the year, and I think that's why this call is so big, because it's kind of like that clean slate. Everybody wants to start this year off better than the last, and that is because you guys are goal setters. That is because you guys want the best for yourself, for your family. You want to reach goals, you want to hit goals, you recognize that that you haven't given up, and you're here. And so I want to encourage, again, more and more personal development. And those of you that have been around longer than those of you who haven't know how valuable that is. And when you fall off the wagon, off the Beachbody Coach wagon, one of the first things that brings you back is you recognizing the fact that you have let personal development go. Once you bring that back, you recognize that you show up. And I'm telling you this because I've been doing it for long enough to know that when you let your personal development go 10 minutes a day, you stop doing that, you will stop posting in the team page. You will stop showing up. I guarantee you that. I was not into personal development when I first started this business. It was that self-help stuff. Like, I don't need that. Once I got into this business, I cannot live without it. And those of you who have been on this call before, I've talked about this before, that bookcase are all my hardback personal development book. I've got DVDs in the drawers, and then my phone is full of audiobooks, okay? And there's a reason for that. I don't sit and read all day long, okay? 10 minutes a day or 10 pages a day, but I guarantee you, if you want to stick with it this year, you commit to yourself doing your personal development every day, okay? But I don't want to complicate it this year, right? This year, my focus for you guys is going back to the basics, okay? So what did I do to be sitting in the place that I'm sitting in right now? Yes, I've read all of these books and gone through all of these books. I haven't completed all of them, but what were the key pieces of personal development that got me here? And I'm going back to those, and I'm actually rereading those, and I'm actually re-listening to those, and I'm going to be sharing more and more of that. And a lot of you were on the New Year's Day call with John Maxwell, which was, I'm sorry, unreal, that this team is being trained by John Maxwell. Like, ridiculous. So John Maxwell was one of them. John Maxwell takes up a whole shelf in my bookcase, as well as my audiobooks. The other one that you'll see me start mentioning more and more, and I already have, and thanks to Laura Primus, who shared that Danny Johnson was having a sale. I have just about everything that she's put out there. Now, Danny Johnson, the reason I think why we stopped really talking about her and talking about going to the events is that I think either you like her or you don't. Her personality is either you like her or you don't. Her content, you cannot deny. Her content is what our 5-step invite process in the coaching world is from Danny Johnson. It's from Tommy Migrant, who is one of the first coaches to go to Danny's events and to take what he learned there to bring it back to corporate and say, this is how we need to invite people. This is how we need to talk to people. And guess what? Now it's part of our culture. So there's a reason why she is good. And I've been to First Steps to Success. It was one of those things where I was working full time, and all of these top coaches, Lindsay Matway, Tommy Migrant, all the coaches that I grew up with, had all become successful after going to these events, and they were getting their teams to go to her events. So it was like, okay, guys, let's go. And there were a few of us that went. It was probably 2 years ago that we all kind of went when each one was released. And I'll tell you what, the hardest thing for me when I was working full time was the fact that I didn't want to be sitting at my desk doing what I was doing, because I was having so much fun with Beachbody, and I was resenting having to go to work and having to show up to work. And some of you tonight, and this was me, Sunday night, grouchy as heck. Like, I hated Sunday nights because I knew I had to get up on Monday morning and work. After going to the Danny Johnson, I realized that I had to be in the moment at my job. I had to be my best where I was at. I showed up to work, I focused on my job, and then I focused on Beachbody. And that frame of mind was honestly what pushed me to the next level. It was really hard to get out of that. So if that's in the back of your head where you do not enjoy showing up to work on Monday because you would much rather be doing this, then I would highly suggest, at least bare minimum, get her free book, First Steps to Wealth, because it's kind of a Cliff Notes version of her First Steps to Success. So start there, okay? And then the next step is, I posted in the team page that 6 figures in 6 months. I listened to that over and over on my commute. And it was so eye-opening, like, oh my God, I can do this. I can do this. Okay, so that I would have to recommend. Number 2, this is what I just got. It just showed up yesterday. It was Time Secrets, because I had some other top coaches recommend. She didn't have this when I was doing her training. So I'm going back to the basics. I'm going back to John Maxwell. I'm going back to Danny Johnson. And I'm going back looking, now I'm in that, here's where I want to be. How am I going to get there? And those are the trainings that I did. So now I'm here, and I want to go back to those trainings to see how I got there, so that I can share with you guys and help you guys even more understand, because you're in the place that I was in, and I want to be able to walk you through those steps, okay? Because I know there's a lot of you that are in that position where you just don't want to show up tomorrow, and you've got big goals, and like me, and it took me a long time, and that's okay, because I'm here. You're going to end up one day and go, wait a minute, here I am. Okay, so I'm going back to the basics. That's my focus this year for personal development. Danny Johnson, John Maxwell. There's a lot of good new stuff out there, but what got me here is what I want to share with you guys, okay? All right, and that being said, John Maxwell and some of his leadership books talk about, utilizing the strengths of others in your team. And I will admit that when I was building my team originally, I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what that looked like, because I worked hard and I knew what I wanted, and I knew that I wasn't going to stop until I got there, and I really wanted other people to see that. And now looking back, I get using other people's strengths, but I don't think that I could have done it any different, because I didn't really know how to find other people's strengths. And truthfully, we didn't have the team environment that we have today. And the team environment that we have today is truly that, a team, everybody on this team has each other's back, would do anything, would drop anything for everybody. And now I think it's time that it'll be very easy to use each other's strengths in growing as a team. Again, this is not my show, this is your show. I want you to grow. And in order to do that, I want you to be able to shine. And so things like, you know, the meal plans that I had posted the other day, that is not my strength. For years, I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And every time I sit down there and do it, I'm like, I don't know. I don't make meal plans for myself. I just eat a protein and a veggie and a carb, and that's it. Like, so I recognize that that's not my strength, and that is a lot of your strengths. So by utilizing you guys and you sharing that as part of the team templates, you know, things like that, I'm going to start reaching out to more and more of you to help out, because the more, and I've always said this because this is what I did in the Team Victory page, the more that you step out yourself, the more that you feel like you're a leader, the more that you are a leader, the more that your confidence has grown, and that shows when you're working with your coaches. So I will be focusing on, you know, really finding each other's strengths and utilizing those strengths this year. In order to do that, you have to show up, because I'm not going to go hunting people down. And you probably have recognized that in the last, actually probably since this team page started. I don't tag people. Like, you're going to show up, show up. I'm not tagging you. I'm sorry. That's just how, because it doesn't do any good. It only makes you feel bad when you can't make it and you know that your coach is tagging you all the time. Those of you that are not tagged and you show up for a reason. So I would encourage you, I mean, if you have a brand new coach and they're just kind of lost and don't know where to go, then tag them. But if you have coaches that have been coaches for a while and you think that this is something that they hear, I would tell you, don't tag them. They will show up. They know where to find it. Okay, so that's my little word of advice for that. But show up, and I'm going to take more and more polls like this. Who's good at this? Who's good at that? You know, because I'll be honest with you, I had to let Ellie go, not for anything that she did. She's like flipping amazing, and I'm freaking out. Just because I felt like I have been sitting back on my behind and not working as hard as I should be because I could, and it wasn't doing me any good. And truthfully, she's like doing amazing in this business, and she should be spending time with her family and doing the business and not my stuff. So I'm going to be reaching out to more and more of you guys on strengths. So know that you show up, and there you go. Okay. Why is not everybody muted? I'm trying to mute everybody, but okay, there we go. All right, so now the meat of the call now. So most of you know that I was put in Facebook jail, and we just refer to Facebook jail as Facebook jail because we don't know what else to call it. It's not really an official term. One day I'm sitting getting my nails done, and I get a notification that says, you are not able to comment or post in any of your groups for the next 2 weeks. And then I find out that a lot of us older coaches, this happened to. Same exact day, same exact message. Why did it happen? Nobody really knows. We have a little bit of insight from our friend Tara Carr, who she got the brunt of it a few months ago. Facebook basically threatened to pull her profile page. And so she gave us a bit of insight on that. I wouldn't go panic right now. And that's really what this team call is about. So there's really no reason. I wasn't necessarily flagged in anything. The only thing that we could figure out was that I was an administrator in a lot of groups. I've been a coach for 5+ years. So you can imagine how many groups I'm in, how many groups I administered. And, you know, I never closed a group because I always use that to reach out to old customer, old challengers. And so I never closed a group. And so because of those lovely other network marketing companies who like to add you to some random groups, they've kind of given network marketing a big challenge. I don't want to say a bad name, a big challenge. And what that is, and then, you know what, truthfully, it's good. I went in and I cleaned up all my groups. I got out of the groups that I don't need to be a part of. So it was eye-opening. Unfortunately, I couldn't post in a group. And it didn't make me worried. It actually opened my eyes and realized that Facebook does not define our business. We need to recognize that. Now, before we used to talk about, building your business in person versus social media. 99.9% of you build this on social media because that's how I do. And that, I reached out to people on social media. So I've got coaches from across the US and Canada. I've got a very handful of coaches locally. So yes, of course, build on social media. Mike Ryan builds in person. So what does that mean? If Facebook one day says, you cannot use your profile page at all, what does that mean? Does that mean that my whole business is gone in the trash? No, because this was a little warning. This was like an eye-opening warning for me to say, I need to start thinking outside the box again and not just sitting comfortably knowing that I can just build my business on Facebook. What does that mean to you? Okay, that's what's the most important. Forget me. What does that mean to you? And that's where 2 weeks of being in Facebook jail has really gotten me back to training coaches, training the right way, understanding that new coaches don't have a budget, understanding that new coaches need a guide. How do we make this work if one day Facebook says, chop? So that's a lot of what I've been doing in the 2 weeks is figuring out how to make this work. Right now, the only changes I want you guys to make, don't go posting the ads, the marketing tools that are in Beachbody's back office. Your challenge pack picture, do not post that on your personal page, please. You are risking yourself, and I'll be plain and simple honest with you. But guess what? That's not what we wanted you to do in the first place, right? That's not what I teach in training. I teach in training that you post 3 motivational things a day. You post something fitness related, motivational, like I'm getting up and going to work out. That's motivational. Here's a recipe I just did. That's a health and fitness post. Here's what I'm doing with my family. That's a motivational post. That's something about your family, something about your life. In those 3 posts, did I say post a picture of your challenge pack? No. Am I guilty of that? Yes. Moving forward for you guys, please, please, please don't post a picture of a challenge pack. Don't even post a picture of your bag of Shakeology. I know that it's tempting because you want people to see that, but I'm telling you that the more action that you receive on your posts are not going to be from that. The more action that you're going to put is really just you being you. And now, if you're a new coach, the reason why either myself or your upline sponsor and coach thought that you would be an amazing coach is because you're sharing what you're doing. Chances are you're not showing a picture of a challenge pack or a picture of Shakeology. You're showing that you're working out and you're eating right and you're sharing motivation pictures, and people are flocking to you for motivation, not because you're posting a picture of a program. I don't want you to change that. So sometimes we think we become a coach and now we have to sell something. That's the last thing that you want to do. So that doesn't change. So you still use your profile picture and you think twice about what you're posting, okay? Also, in your profile page, in your profile banner, I would highly suggest the same thing. Don't put a picture of Shakeology. Don't put a picture of your, and you know what? This is like thinking ahead of the game, being prepared. I don't want to panic you. It's not like, oh my gosh, tomorrow Facebook is going to shut you down. I personally want to be ahead of the game before anybody else gets, something happens to Facebook. Facebook changes their rules all the time. They could change their rule tomorrow. But truth is, their rule says you cannot sell on your personal page. So if you're selling on your personal page, you're going against the rules. Don't post picture product, okay? Be motivational. It's a social network. Curiosity is what brings people to you, not selling. And that actually goes into, you know, some of the training that we do in Coach Basics, talking about, well, what if somebody, you know, I post and nobody likes my post. Well, Karen just posted tonight a perfect example of you just never know who's watching. A person posted sent her a message in her other inbox in Facebook asking her about coaching. Chances are that person has never liked a picture, has never commented on a picture. People are watching, you guys. People are watching. It doesn't mean that they have to click like or have to click comment. They're watching you, okay? Curiosity is what makes you stand out over others, okay? I know for me, and some of you guys that are doing the Instagram training can appreciate this. When you go to somebody's profile on Instagram, what's the first thing you look for? You scroll somebody's page to see if they've got a bag of Shakeology showing or a Max 30 showing. For me, that says, ew, that's a coach, ew, right? For other people, they're saying the same thing. Ew, that's a coach. Curiosity, I think the best Instagram pages are the ones that don't put anything there, and I know they're coaches. And I'm like, dang, that's good. Because it's the curiosity that's going to start the conversation, and then that is what puts you aside. That is what puts you above any other network marketing company. I'm telling you, puts you above it. So curiosity, and I'm not saying day one you're going to be perfect. There's no way. I mean, it's taken me 5 years to like figure that out. Hello, I got to go through. If you look at my Facebook page, there's a lot of old stuff that I need to delete because I was not perfect. I'm just giving you words of advice. You get better as you go. You get more creative as you go. And you'll realize though that the more conversations you have are the ones that you're not talking about. You can post up like, hey, this event that I had created for coaches tomorrow, the sneak peek, I created off of my like page, not off of my personal page, but off of my like page. Just like you would share, let's just say Whole Foods like page has this event going on, this local event. Oh, that's awesome. I'm going to be at that event. You share that event on your personal page. There's no difference, okay? So you share that event that I posted on your personal page, no difference, because it came from a like page, okay? Just start thinking about those things. So now what does that mean for you guys that don't have like pages? Do I need to create a like page? No, not right now, okay? Don't panic. I would say once you start going, yes. Start creating a like page. We're going to start working on that. But just have this in the back of your head that when you're posting on your personal page, treat it as a personal page. Treat it as I'm going to work out, I'm going to eat healthy, and just brighten somebody's day every day. I mean, that's what we teach, right? So start thinking of other platforms, but don't spend time on it too much. You know, you guys just pick, I've always said this, pick one platform and figure it out. Those of you that are doing the Instagram training know that you are now stepping out in another platform and you are now building on another platform. But you guys have taken the step because you've already spent the time getting the feel for how this coaching thing even works on your Facebook page. I'm only saying that because I know 99% of you work off Facebook. So you got the feel for it. Okay, so now let's dig into Instagram. If you're not ready for that, that's okay. But if you started on Instagram and now you're a coach in here, stick with that platform because you know that platform, okay? Also keep in mind that Facebook owns Instagram. So I'm sure that there will be changes down the line that, you know, that we'll have to adjust for. And this just keeps us on our toes. And you know what? I still want to be better than everybody else. And I want you guys to be better than everybody else and not be icky. So like page, I am going to start doing a like page training after this Instagram training because this Instagram training, I get it. I get what you guys need. And this has gone over very well. That Instagram training will be automated. So when a coach goes through new coach basics and gets the feel for that and they're ready to maybe they are on Instagram already, then they'll be able to plug into that Instagram training. Or if you missed the Instagram training and you're ready for it, then you'll be able to plug into the Instagram training. I'm planning on doing the same thing for like pages. I have to sit down and break it down, and I'm going to collaborate with this. All the Instagram training is collaboration with other coaches. Same thing for like pages. I'm going to focus on, collaborating with other top coaches, and using best practices and breaking it down into bite-sized pieces so that you, as a coach who has no budget, can still make it happen. Okay? And know that that's always in the back of my head. What about new coaches that have zero budget? How can you still be successful? And it's 100% possible because I had no budget to start with, and I still made it work. Okay? Those of you that are reaching out on Pinterest, I know this discussion came up recently. Should I dive into Pinterest? I would only dive into Pinterest if you have a working blog. You will be probably spinning your wheels if you don't. You'll be spending a lot of time that you could be spending focused on something else, because we don't have much time in a day to work on this business. That being said, I know that I think Heather is the one that's running this one, is the Build a Blog workshop. Some of you have already started that before. You built your blog, you stopped blogging on it. That's okay. I do the same thing. I go through phases. I'm not perfect. I haven't blogged in a month, I think, on mine. But when you do have time and you post something up there, it's a resource for you to share. When you do that, then you post on Pinterest, and then you make your Pinterest all pretty, and what it does is it sends people to your page, okay? So don't go down the Pinterest road until you've got a blog. But if you're looking at jumping out of Facebook, Instagram, this Instagram training will make it worthwhile. And I know that if you've seen the page, the post on the team page, people are starting to gain traction, and you get it now, just like I did. Like, I didn't get it before, and it frustrated the heck out of me. It took me over a year to get it. So that's where we're at with thinking outside of the Facebook world, and sharing and talking to people. But right now, if you're a brand new coach, your focus is just 3 inspirational posts a day. Don't post a picture of your Insanity Max 30. You can post a picture of you working out in your home gym. That's totally fine. But I'm saying, like, the marketing copy, don't bother on your personal page. If you have a like page, that's totally different, because that's your brand. That's your business page. Your business page can post business marketing tools. Okay, I'm sure that there's going to be questions about that. And that's totally fine. And ask questions. Honestly, what I would hope for you guys to do is ask these questions in the team page. If a question comes up on should I post this picture, I would much rather you share the picture in the team page and say, should I post this? And get people's feedback, because you guys are all great at giving feedback. Okay? Don't be afraid to post. New coaches, don't be afraid to post in the team page. That is what it's there for. Okay, so that's the plan B on, like, sharing outside of Facebook, right? And what I've been working on in the back, my little mad scientist mind. I've also been working on some plan B of, like, let's just say, because I couldn't post it in a group for 2 weeks. And the other thing is, you can't, it is, and there are some people that did it, and I refuse to do this, and I'm glad I did, now, in hindsight, created a new profile. It's against the rules. It's against the Facebook rules to create a new profile. So what I did was I reached out to you guys to help me out, and you guys are probably so excited to stop hearing from me. Hey, can someone post? Can someone post this for me? Can someone answer so-and-so's question? So what happens if that happens again? Like, okay, maybe I'm on the blacklist. I don't know. What happens if tomorrow Facebook says you don't get to post in a group for the next 30 days? What the heck happens to me, right? I need to come up with plan B before I need plan B. Just like even doing this business, you guys, I know who I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about Heather right now. In this business, the reason why you're in this business is you want a plan B, right? Because what if one day the hatchet comes down and says, sorry, you don't have a job, okay? Sorry, take the package, or, whatever. This is a plan B. So same thing with Facebook groups. What's my plan B? So this is just an overview, okay? I'm beta testing some stuff, and you guys some of you are a part of this beta test. And I appreciate you guys bearing with me because there have been a few glitches today, but I'm really excited about it. Plan B for groups. I researched and, you know, could I do a message board or blah, blah, blah. Either way, it's going to have to come out of Facebook, outside of Facebook. People show up to Facebook, and that's what makes it easy. That's why our job is easy right now. Super easy. It's like button, click, create group, button, click, create group. What happens though if we can't do that anymore? So right now I'm working with Google Communities. Now Google Communities, and I'm going to do training on this, okay? So don't go jumping in going, oh my God, I don't know anything about Google. I don't have a Gmail account. This is just an overview, okay? This is just to give you what's going on in the back of my, all these notes everywhere. Google Communities is very much like our Facebook private groups, okay? It's really pretty, I'll tell you, when you're on your phone and you're in the Google Plus app. It's very pretty. You have the ability to upload pictures. You have the ability to post for your challenge group posts. Now I'm adding one other piece to this, and you'll notice this, that I'm sending a lot of people to forms to fill out because I'm using email marketing, and I've been testing out Aweber and MailChimp and my automatic CEO, and I know you guys, I'm like totally confusing half of you. But I'm really working hard to make these changes so that if Facebook pulls a plug, that a brand new coach will be able to pick up and go, even with the change, okay? So right now I'm using Google Communities for my challenge group coming up and for the new coach training that starts tomorrow. I will be doing the coach sneak peek in Facebook since it's only 5 days. And chances are I'll be okay for 5 days. But I am, you know, if you can understand, I'm a bit Facebook gun shy right now. But my goal is, and I had this conversation with someone this morning, how are we going to be able to make this duplicatable to you guys, right? Now, this is where I'm like, come on guys, I've been a coach for long enough. Everything in my head is, how do we make this duplicatable so that you can duplicate it to your coaches in your team? Trust me, that is like the forefront of all of these changes. It's going to happen. It's going to be good. There will be training on it, and then I will need you guys as a team to, those of you that will be helping me beta test this stuff, to get the word out, just like we've done for every single training we've ever done. It's like, I take a small group. Okay, guys, this is working. Okay, now let's use this and share amongst your team on how this works. Okay, so it will be duplicatable. It is a plan B if Facebook doesn't work. So what do you do now if you've got a challenge group starting? Continue to do it in Facebook, guys. Don't worry about it. I've got your back. I got you covered. It's fine. I'm working on that just in case. But don't stop what you're doing, okay? Just keep it in the back of your head. Okay, that being said, what do you do as a coach? And I think I'm coming back to this because we've got a lot of new coaches on this team, and it's really exciting. But I want to make sure that everybody knows where to send them, because I also had this conversation with somebody this morning about managing your team, your time management. How much time do I spend managing my new coaches versus how much time do I spend continuing to talk to prospects and challengers? And you need to be spending 90% of your time prospecting. What that means is your power of 3 comes first every day. You're an Emerald coach. You've got 2 coaches. They want to learn the business. Guess what? You have a system to plug them into. You don't need to be spending your time on your brand new first 2 coaches. Because what will happen is those brand new first 2 coaches will be discount coaches, just because I'm saying this. I'm just giving you a scenario. And then what happened to all those people that you should have been talking to about challenges, about coaching? Oh no, now you're not an Emerald coach, and now you don't have any challengers or anyone that you've talked to about the business. And that's just a small little picture of it. I'm telling you this based on my own experience of when I dropped the ball on prospecting and I spent all my time in this management mode and how is the team going to train and all this stuff, and that power of 3 goes by the wayside, I pay the price. I don't want you guys to do that at all. So you have a system that you can plug people into. How do you get a new coach started right? Right now, there is a box. They call a new coach flow box in the team page. That if you're a brand new coach today and you sign up a coach today, go to that box and say, what do I do? And follow the directions there. Okay, that's not going to change right now. I will tell you, I am working. So some of you, if you're on this call and you are a brand new coach of mine in the last month, that box is a little bit different because you're part of my beta test. I'm running through a new coach flow because I want this year to be even better than next year for the whole team. And again, keep this in mind that this will be duplicatable for the rest of you guys, but there's nothing wrong with the process that we have right now. So you have a brand new coach. Here's what you do. You go to the box, you follow the directions on the box, and you continue to use your power of 3. And you know that those coaches will be plugged in because you've given them the tools. Whether they show up or not is up to them. It's not up to you. And that part I cannot stress enough, because it's only natural for you to go, oh my gosh, I have new coaches, and then you spend all your time in there. I'm telling you, do not. They will show up if you give them the tools. That's it. Okay, so just a little bit of overview of my new coach flow. Again, it's going to be duplicatable. I'm breaking things down a little bit. Again, email. I'm using email this time to get the word out. The content is no different than my 2 weeks to success content that is currently existing in a Facebook group. But again, what if that group goes away? What do I do? Emails with that content and a Google community. Okay, just keep in the back of your head. But again, don't stop what you're doing because now you're an emerald. Now you're an emerald. That means you're open for business. Remember, we're open for business if you're an emerald and above. Okay, I think I covered that. Challenge groups. What do you do if you've got challenge groups? Just continue to do them on Facebook right now until it's time. And then the New Year focus, again, when you're an emerald and above, you are open for business. This is where you are in the business. I'm an emerald. I'm open for business. I am treating my business like a business. It's time to get rolling. Diamond is your push goal. Diamond is like that goal. I got to reach that goal. I got to reach that goal. But that's not the end all. Trust me, it's not the end all. And every person that has been a diamond and that has not been a diamond knows now that that is not the end all. Okay? That is just a push goal. Diamond is just a push goal. So when you're an emerald, when you're a diamond, all you're doing is still continuing to plug your coaches into the team system. That is what that's for. It's for you to be able to duplicate and continue to grow, okay? When you become a star diamond and above, that is the beginning of your leadership role. So yes, we're teaching leadership. We are teaching leadership because you're leading a team. You're telling a coach to say, okay, here's your getting started right call, here's your welcome email, and here's the training. Go. Okay, that's leadership. But when you're a star diamond, that's when you have a team. That's when you are like, okay guys, let's do this together. Okay? And any coach that is a star diamond and above will tell you the exact same thing. It is very different from being a diamond to a star diamond, from being an emerald to a diamond. Okay, those are the things that I want to focus on this year. I want to make sure that everybody's on the same page with that. That diamond is not the end all goal. That once you hit star diamond, then it's like, okay, I got a team. Let's do this, right? But until then, you are plugging people into the team system because you need to be spending your time 90% of the time to continue to grow. Because this is why I'm saying this, because typically what happens is you become a diamond and then you think that I've got this team I need to manage. And guess what happens? All of that goes to the wayside. Your coaches say, you know what, it's not time for me, you become an Emerald coach again, and then you get really mad at yourself for doing that, and then you stop showing up. Okay? Diamond is only a stepping stone. Done. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm getting all heated and hot. You can tell I'm a little passionate about this business. That's all. Okay. 2 more things. Oh, it's 7:15. All right, cool. 2 more things. 3 more things. Tomorrow morning is I was gonna say November surge. The last time we had the surge was November. Tomorrow morning is the January surge, kicking off with the National Wake Up Call. Make sure that you are on the National Wake Up Call. I know I never get on the live one and I always get on the recording. That's okay. Totally fine. If you have the ability to log into the surge, let's just say you're working tomorrow and you have a lunch hour and you can get on YouTube, on your phone, in your car, then hop on the surge. You will not be disappointed. It is like a sneak peek into what a Super Saturday is, and it's just so valuable. So tomorrow's the surge, and then Saturday or Sunday is Super Saturday. If you are not going to an event, you need to get to an event. Guess where I'm going? I'm going up north. Woo! I'm going up north. I'm crossing the border. Heather and I are going to Atlanta's Super Sunday because Tony Horton's going to be there. Well, that and because it's like, hello, you guys. So we're going to head up to Super Saturday up there. I want you guys to find a local event. If you're brand new, find a local event because you will not regret it. I know that the last one was so much fun for me to watch because I think that that was the record number of new coaches heading to their Super Saturday, and the reaction in the team page was like, oh my gosh, this is what they're talking about, okay? So look in the back office for the list. If someone would do me a favor, maybe can find the list, the link, and post it in the team page. That way it'll make it easy for new coaches who maybe cannot find it. Post it in the team page for Super Saturday, and usually it's only a couple hours. You can break away. You know what? Sometimes you just, if you have a new baby, bring the baby, show up. And that's totally understandable. Actually, it's pretty cool when you do, because that means that you're here for a reason. Okay. Last piece of information. I know I said that you needed to write down that you will not miss November 18th team call, because of course the only people that may really appreciate this are the people that have been around a long time like me. I have a very, very, very special guest that's going to be hosting our team call. He is a founding coach for Team Beachbody. I see Erica on here. I know he warms Erica's heart every time he sees her. In fact, I'm going to cry now. No, I'm not going to cry. He is amazing, and he speaks from the heart. And if you guys were on the call with Tracy Morrow on New Year's Day, he and Tracy are by far the most heartwarming coaches I've ever met in my entire life. Doug Fitzgerald is going to be hosting our team call on November 18th. Yes, that's a founding coach on Beachbody, talking about 2015, talking about a topic that he spoke on at Leadership a couple years ago that changed my world completely. Stephanie, who's on here, Stephanie was my guest at that leadership trip, and so she heard him talk, and she knows exactly what I'm talking about. That is going to be our focus. So November 18th, I want us to like blow up this call so that he can see how amazing this team is, and he's doing it out of the kindness of his own heart. I reached out to him asking for a video on this leadership event and this topic, and he was the one that said, you know, if you need my help in any way, let me know. I reached out to his assistant, and he put himself on the books for our team call on November 18th. Same time, same place, so that will not change. He will be on here. I'm like shaking, because if 5 years ago, if someone would have said Doug Fitzgerald would be hosting my team call, I would have said, you're flipping nuts. Like, are you crazy? Not me. So I want you to know how special this is, and it will be an amazing treat for you to listen to him, and you will get all warm and fuzzy, I'm telling you. That will be, I'm sorry, not November 18th. January 18th. I'm thinking November, so I don't know, what am I thinking? I even wrote down November. Thank you, Carrie. January 18th. So not Super Sunday, which is next week. The following week, Doug will be hosting this team call. Okay, so I haven't been following all the chat. I will take a look at it before I shut down. And make sure that if you guys are not on video, but you're on your computer, pull yourselves up on the video, please, so that we can get a really cool screenshot. Because it's time for screenshot. I'm going to try and make this. And of course, I'm still recording, but that's okay. It's part of the fun of it. I don't care. Glasses are on or off. That's up to you. This is the Sunday night party in our pajamas. Okay, let's see. Do I have everybody? That's pretty good. All right, guys, ready? Hold on. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Got it. All right, guys, have a good night. Thanks for being on the call. Bye.
Bye.